Anyway, so I was actually working down in South Bend, which is a little town just south of Aberdeen, down there. That's where we were this past week. And I knelt down to pray at one of the doors, or actually, I guess, outside of their gate, and just prayed that God would set me up with a divine appointment for that afternoon, and that I would be able to meet someone who really was seeking. And so I walked up to this door and found out eventually that the people hadn't gotten home yet, so they came up the front walk, and they met me. I was already at their door. I was able to talk to this couple that was probably in their 30s. And once the lady found out that I wasn't a Jehovah's Witness, she found out that I was a Christian just like her. She was a lot more open to looking at the books, and she was really excited about them. I showed her Steps to Christ, and she's like, oh man, I really need this. This is really good. Like every single one of the books, they were really, really open to receiving them. And they were just really searching for truth. They were telling me that they had been Christians since they were about 12 or 13, but that they had strayed away from the faith, and that they were just now rededicating their lives to the Lord. And so this couple, they were struggling with a few things. The guy was like smoking the whole time. We were talking to them there, and he told me he was struggling with that. And then the lady, after we were done praying with them, shared that she was struggling with these demons speaking to her in her mind. I mean, like there are struggles in these people's lives, but they were really seeking, and they were really open to receiving what God had to teach them through these books. They were like, I'm so glad you came. So many times through the conversation, the woman was telling me, I'm so glad you're here. And telling her husband, honey, I'm so glad we came back home instead of staying at the motel tonight, because they were considering staying there. But God led them back home to meet me and to be able to get these amazing books into their home. They were actually able to get 9 of our message books, which is pretty much the whole set, including books like The Great Controversy, Steps to Christ, and Desire of Ages. So it was such a blessing for them to have those books in their home. And I just want to share a verse with you really quick that really sums up what these people were seeking for. It's in Matthew 5:5, and Jesus says, blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. And these people were really hungering and thirsting after God's righteousness and His truth for their lives. And that's why I was able to share with them. It was just such a powerful experience. And you know, this kind of thing doesn't just happen at the doors. There are people in your community who are seeking for truth and who are just hungering for something that can fill their souls. And you guys, all of us in the church, that's our job. And God sent us out to be ministers of His gospel and just share what God is doing in our lives. Just like I'm sharing up here what God's been doing for me. God's been doing amazing things through you guys too, and He has lots more He wants to do through you. And to the people in your community who are just, they're searching. And so I just pray that you guys will be teachable as well. These people were so open to the truth and teachable, willing to be taught. So if we're able to be teachable at Jesus' feet and just learn more from Him, then we'll be able to learn such deep things and be able to share them with one another and with